Hello guys, this is a conversation about how we can bridge the gap at Grace College. I feel like the teachers could also try to learn about their students before they get into the classroom to see their limits and not assume that they know everything. Also, if you see a student struggling, just take the time out and communicate with them so that they won't feel dumb. Another thing is students, when you see another student walking and they look sad or they just look like they're having a miserable day, don't look at their skin color and don't be intimidated by that. Just walk up freely and say, hey, do you want to have a conversation? Or hey, my name is so-and-so, and try to see how that goes. It cannot be that bad because the only thing that they can say is no. And the last thing is just open your heart to different ideas and different choices, because the only thing that can happen is that they can reject you. And how bad can that be? Seriously. So everybody open up their hearts, come together, learn, and be encouraged. Again, God bless.
Some changes that I would like to see at my college are just students being able to ask questions, whether these questions are about hair, they're about culture, they're about food. I would love to answer these questions. I am all about, helping people understand, especially when it comes to, confusions with race and food and whatever. If they have questions, I would love to answer those. And the other thing is just, creating activities that involve both races and just making an atmosphere where nobody feels awkward to engage with each other and just feeling free to participate in events that include either black people, white people, Asian, whatever. So
I think that that's something that's not going to happen overnight, of course, but that the way that you work towards that and the way that we can get there is by pushing each other to step out of our comfort zones, just inviting each other out to stuff more. So interacting with people who you don't know, people who, at first glance it might seem that you have nothing in common. Those are the cases where I think as a collective we can all work to close that gap and to build those bridges with one another. And I've seen it happening. I see it going on just from my first experience here to now. It's definitely been going on, and it's something awesome to see. So I think just pushing more of that, just pushing more of those deep conversations, just having those spaces where we can interact with one another, that's the best way to do it. And yeah, just in due time, I think we really will be able to see something that we've never seen before. So yeah.
But I think Grace College can help us by having grown folks conversations. You feel me? We can have programs that involve different cultures, and then bring them together and have them express themselves. You feel me? Like if they wanna, have some type of music or food and stuff like that, instead of making them feel like an outsider. So we can have programs that have people feel like they belong to the school and stuff like that. Cause like sometimes I feel like I don't belong anywhere. You feel me? Like there's nothing in the school that reflects who I am. It's just, and I feel like we have programs that involves different groups such as Latinos, Asians, Black, American, Indians, blah blah blah, aliens, Yeah, aliens involved. We can make people feel like they belong. I think this will help us.
hey guys, welcome back to another video. So in today's video I have a bunch of people here, and first of all, before we go there, my name is Linus and I'm from Zambia. I'm doing nursing, and if you haven't watched our previous video, you should go do so.
My name is Forty. I'm from Liberia. I am a psychology major and a pre-law minor.
My name is Z, and I'm 18 years old. I'm from Haiti. What's up, my souls? You feel me? My major is criminal justice. My minor is biblical study, I think. It's related to the Bible.
Okay, next.
In the back, my name is Jalen, last name Williams. I'm from South Bend, Indiana. I'm a graphic design major and a music production minor. I don't think either of those things matter right now, but that's a little bit about me. And I think now we can open it up to introduce all the other people we got here, right?
Right.
We can probably go from the back to the front.
Yep.
Yeah.
My name is Joya, and I'm a business administration and then pre-law minor. My name is Sabrina, and I'm an exercise science major and hoping to be a physical therapist.
I'm Lucy, and I'm a youth ministry major.
Hey guys, I'm Becca. I'm an art and education major.
Hi, I'm Zoe, and I'm a French education major.
Okay, so in today's video, we invited these guys because we want to talk about race, and we're gonna be focusing more on the questions why the division between races, does skin color really matter? And so we're gonna have questions that that we can both answer, and that way we can both learn something from each other. And so we're gonna be going around asking questions, and we're all gonna participate. So yeah, she's gonna start with the questions.
So the first question is, how many black or white friends do you have, and how many of those have you initiated a conversation with?
I start since I want to be mute. Well, I mean, I have a lot of white friends. Well, I have more white friends than I do now because I'm in a white campus. And I've talked to a lot. Well, I barely talk to my white people, but it's not like I feel weird talking to them. It's just that I feel like the way I am, the way I speak, I'm different, and I don't want to put a wrong image of myself. So I tend to stay to myself.
Well, I have a lot of, the girls here, I have a lot of white friends and I have a lot of black friends too, so it doesn't matter. And I can have a conversation with them easily because they're people, so yeah.
Yeah, I agree with her. I have a lot of black friends and white friends, and I honestly I just talk to them just like I would talk to any other person. So yeah, it's not that bad for me.
Yeah, I agree. I have both black friends and white friends, and I don't, there's no difference at all. I don't even think about that. They're just people they're a person like me, and so I just talk to them like I would anyone. So. Some of my closest friends are black.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely have a very diverse group of friends. I love everybody.
Yeah.
Like, people are awesome,
Yeah.
Like, I've got friends from Asia, friends from Korea, black friends, white friends. I don't discriminate. Like, people are people.
Yeah,
That is so true.
amen.
I'm gonna kind of mix it up with my answer. Like everybody else, I got black and white friends. And even more so, I think the demographics of my friends too is also different with out of my black friends, I got friends from the hood and friends who, grew up in the suburbs, and same with my white friends. I got people from different backgrounds. And for me, I'm an extrovert, so talking to people has never been an issue, and I don't think people have an issue talking to me. But I have had experiences where I know friends who'll be honest with me and say, Jalen, when I first met you, just kind of the way you carried yourself, I didn't know how to approach you. It wasn't like I'm scared to talk to you, I just didn't know how to initiate conversations. And I've seen that be an obstacle, but it's never been something that prevented us from being cool. And once we got over that hump, usually we had to find something common outside of what our norm was maybe a campus event or just talking about the food that we were getting. That's usually what got us on the same page. But I think for me, with initiating conversation, was that the question? Initiating conversation, something like that. I think that I've seen that be an obstacle, but I wouldn't consider it a relationship breaking thing. Oh, we can't talk or nothing like that.
Well, to branch off his answer, that's how people I think see me as more intimidating. So people don't think that you can approach me. I think it's just more how people perceive you from the outside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because even for me that happens too. Yeah. So I don't think it's more of a race thing. I think it's more of a lot of people have RBF, and I know I do. So that's how people see you. And so I don't think you're as approachable until they talk to you.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't approach Joya in the beginning of our friendship.
Yeah.
I thought she was pure out mean.
Yeah.
We played Mafia, and then she was scared of me.
Yeah.
Because I feel all of them in both games.
I would say the same thing. I'm a very extrovert person. I don't look at that. I have black and white friends, and for me, I just like having friends. I'm comfortable talking to anybody. I never have that in a deciding factor of who I'm going to spend time around, because I just love everybody and I love to hang out with everybody.
Yeah. I know. All right.
Yeah, I would say the same thing with everybody. I have a mixture, and everyone's awesome.
I have the second question. And it's on here, I think I might mix it up. I think I mixed up my words, but kind of branching off what we all said first, I kind of want to ask you guys, because it sounds like you, Joy, you said you kind of had an experience like that, people think you were mean or something. How many times, or have there been times where you needed to learn more about a person to realize like, oh, there's more of this person than I know, or even vice versa? People had this image of you that they thought of you, and it took them learning more about you before it was like, oh, there's more than meets the eye. And that's just, if anybody got input on that, you know, I think everybody experiences that in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, well, like with my family, like if you met my family, like all my sisters, like we're all like super nice, and like my mom's like super chill, but like we all like just come off like very like confident and like very like almost like intimidating, because we're all very dominant also. And so I definitely think people like are kind of not really like afraid to talk to me, but like are just like intimidated, like to like come up to me, and then when they start talking to me, they realize I'm not like a jerk. Like poor T even said like she thought I was a brat at first, and so she actually became my friend. She was like, you're not a brat anymore. So yeah, I just think it's more like people that just have this idea of like someone's gonna be rude to them, even though they really don't know like their personality. Like they just don't want to have to like even like branch out because they think they're gonna get a bad reaction from somebody, even though they really don't know them that well, you know. So like people need to realize that like that's how, like they know how they are, like that's, I know I can come off like that. That's why I have to be like extra nice to people. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to come off as like a stuck up like little brat, because I'm really not. And so like it's kind of goes both ways. Like you kind of have to like be more like approachable, I guess. Like just like if you're everybody's friend, like you'll get that reputation. You know what I mean? So that's why I say that.
So I guess I'll say so. I never had any desire to speak to anyone, really. It's like, I'm outgoing, you know, I can speak to anybody, but I never had that, you know, desire to be like, oh, let me just talk to people, you know what I mean? It's just like, to me, I feel like everybody's not trustworthy. Like, I have a trust issue where I can't trust nobody, really. It's not like a race thing, but it's anybody in general. I don't reach out to people like that. And I mean, if you cool, you know, we can talk. For those of you who know me, you know, I'm cool as hell. Heck. H-A-C-K. But yeah, I'm cool. You know, I can be chill, but like I never, you know, start conversation with anyone or any race. It's just, I mean, I need to work on it, but you know, I like my white folks, like my Asian people.
For me, when people see me, like before they even have a conversation with me, they're intimidated. Because they like when they see me, they just think I'm like a hardball, or I'm somebody that they can't approach, or my face just looks so mean to them. But then when they like sit down and have a conversation with me, they're just like, oh my gosh, you're just a bear. And I'm just like, okay, I can take it. I'll take the bear instead of the meanest. So I think it comes off as, don't assume before you talk to that person. Because even if whatever is going on with the next person, like if you had a bad interaction with a white or a black person, that next person does not have the same qualities as that person. So just keep heed to that.
I don't know if it's weird for me to answer my own question. I asked the question, and I do want to get in on it too, because like everybody, like I like everybody's answers, and I think this group of people, like you guys all seem cool. This is my first time meeting some of you. You all seem cool, and I do know that there are other people who aren't as cool as you guys, right? Like there are people who will see somebody. There's some people who will see me and be like, oh man, dang, like black guy, tall, hoodie, headphones in, like I'm thinking I know him. I think I know this guy. So with that knowledge that people are gonna see me and think these things about me, I often have to do exactly what you said, Joy, where you said make more friends to build up that reputation. Like people see me, I talk to them, hey, what's up, how you doing? What you know, just find out things about them and let them learn more about me. And some of the things that they think about me, I mean, might be a little accurate. I do like hip hop, I do like R&B music, I do like basketball, but it's like, don't use this preconception that you have of me and think that we can't have a relationship with each other, that us having a relationship will be awkward just because we're different, because that's not the